This is Voicing Vitality, and this is a two-part, heartfelt and much-needed poems that I felt I needed to write and share. And this first one is entitled, Divided We Cannot Be. This subject has been beaten like a dead horse, even though it's quite obvious that we are truly off course, out of touch, divided and out of sorts, with bad responses and retorts, like playing for keeps and being against one another is the ongoing trend, or seems to be done for sport. For this is a serious situation and condition, and one that we all need to abort this particular mission, as it's gotten us nowhere at all, but rather feeds into a deeper and deeper downfall, as anyone can see but not really seeing, as anyone can hear but not really listening, as anyone can notice but not really paying any attention to it. So exactly what will it take to make us do what needs to be done? For after all is said and done, and this race is finished, would we had further lost or actually won? As life is not a sprint, but rather a marathon, with many touches of seriousness, but also sprinkles of many puns, as life also is a game of chess and not checkers. So I ask all of you, my sisters and brothers, when exactly will we get it together? Reach out and be there for one another, with nice and kind melanated hands filled with light in the midst of very dark times. Be like dominoes and fall in line with what will be the best for us all, even if that means to crawl before standing, walking before running, rolling before soaring, and all else in between. But unfortunately and sadly, it seems that this is wishful thinking or a mere pipe dream, because we have gotten very comfortable and complacent, it seems, thinking that this was somehow optional instead of mandatory, something to ignore and dismiss instead of being very necessary and as vital as breathing, pulse racing and heart beating. For the actions and also simultaneously the inactions have become very seething, to say the least, or to be put mildly, as we have wildly and widely done this effortlessly, continuously and constantly, with our eyes closed and with both hands and feet tied firmly behind our backs. For much foolishness, along with other betrayal in some cases, envy and even a bit of hatred is exactly where we are at, for our very own house is under attack by ourselves, as we refuse to break this or can't, like being under a strong spell, okay with being at the tail and at the forefront of this. No real living but just exists and persists to keep this vicious circle going, as if it's the cool thing to do. But this can change if we so choose, but not if we continue to walk and move around in lead shoes, as our division alone has become unprecedented. And to say that this gigantic issue has become its very own epidemic would be a huge understatement. For I have addressed this, written and spoken about the seriousness and dire emergency of this for many years, but no one seems really want to see with their eyes or truly listen with their ears, as this massive wave and tide has not settled and also appears to taunt and hunt us all, both inside and outside. But does anyone really care? Aren't we all aware? But does anyone really want to do anything about this at all? Or will this stay and forever be just a dream unrealized? And not just now, but for the rest of our lives, because we have gone past the time that we should have, because all we'd rather do is beef. But I say to you again, and I implore you, that divided we can no longer be. This is Voicing Vitality.